To the world, Neymar Jr. is a global icon, defined by multi-million-dollar transfers, Samba magic, and heartbreaking injuries. But when his knee gave out in late 2023, forcing him off the pitch for nearly a year, everyone thought his story was over. What the media didn't tell you is that this devastating injury delivered the one thing football had stolen from him for 15 years. Time to step away from the noise, face his past mistakes, and stand by his partner Bruno Biancardi as they welcome their beautiful daughter Mavie. Losing his career for a year actually saved him as a father. And this secret family promise sparks his final comeback push for the 2026 World Cup. Ever since he was a teenager at Santos, Neymar didn't just play football, he carried the expectations of 200 million Brazilians. By the time he moved to Barcelona and later Paris Saint-Germain, he was living under a microscope. Every pass was analyzed, every party was headlines, and every injury was criticized. His eldest son, Davi Luca, born when Neymar was just 19, grew up in the middle of this chaos. Neymar fought constantly to shield his son from the spotlight, but as his fame grew, so did the distance required by a relentless European season. Neymar had achieved ultimate wealth and fame, but off the pitch, his personal life was fracturing under public scrutiny. He needed an anchor. But just as he tried to rebuild his private life, disaster struck. In October 2023, within weeks of moving to Saudi Arabia, Neymar suffered a complete ACL and meniscus tear. For an athlete, it was the ultimate nightmare. For Neymar, who was also navigating intense personal headlines with Bruno Biancardi, it felt like his entire world was collapsing at once. But just days after his world shattered on the pitch, something happened in a maternity ward in Sao Paulo that changed his entire perspective. Bruna gave birth to their daughter, Mavie, a French-inspired name meaning my life. Forced onto crutches, Neymar couldn't train. He couldn't travel. For the first time in his adult life, he was simply forced to stay home. Instead of spending 9 months in solitude and rehabilitation depression, Neymar spent those months on the floor playing with Mavie. The player who was targeted by defenders every weekend was suddenly putting on costume shows and making silly faces just to hear his baby girl laugh.
As Neymar healed, his family continued to expand. In mid-2024, his daughter Helena was born, followed by the arrival of little Mel with Bruna in 2025. Suddenly, the young prodigy who once navigated global stardom alone had transformed into the centerpiece of a bustling family. At Mavie's fairy tale-themed birthday parties, surrounded by Disney princesses and family, fans saw a version of Neymar that didn't exist in match broadcasts, a father completely present for his children. In interviews, Neymar admitted that being a father to his daughters gave him a soft grounding he never knew he lacked. Mavie didn't know about his Champions League trophies or his transfer values. To her, he was just dad. But as his home life finally found peace, one unanswered question kept him awake at night. Was he truly finished with football, or was there one final promise left to keep?
Rebuilding from a torn ACL at 32 years old is a lonely, grueling process. For months, Neymar's daily routine was reduced to painful physical therapy, weight rooms, and relearning how to put weight on his left leg. In past injuries, isolation had fueled frustration and anger, but this time, his rehab facility had a small visitor every single afternoon. Whenever the pain became unbearable, Mavie was there on the gym mat. Between sets, Neymar wasn't looking at press reports or social media comments, he was lifting Mavie in the air like a trophy. This daily routine quietly reshaped his entire perspective. He wasn't rushing back to save a club's season or satisfy sponsors. For the first time in his life, he was rebuilding his body solely so he could be healthy for his family and give his daughter the chance to watch him play at full strength.
Neymar's deep love for Mavie isn't just kept behind closed doors. He carries her onto the pitch every time he steps onto the grass. If you look closely at his custom boots, right alongside the names of his eldest son, Davi Luca, and his daughters, is the name Mavie engraved into the leather. Whenever he scores, Neymar no longer just points to the sky or does his classic playful faces. He now performs hand celebrations inspired by Mavie, pointing toward the VIP box where she watches him play. For years, Neymar played to silence critics and entertain millions. Now, every touch, every goal, and every celebration is a dedicated tribute to the little girl who transformed his life. But carrying her name on his boots was only the beginning. What happened when Mavie attended her very first live match created an unforgettable viral moment that fans still talk about.
During one of his first matches back in stadium attendance with Mavie watching from the stands, Neymar celebrated a victory by putting on a cowboy hat and dancing in front of the fans. Sitting with her mother, Bruna Biancardi, baby Mavie was mesmerized watching her dad on the giant stadium screen. The very next day, Bruna bought Mavie her own tiny cowboy hat. The moment Mavie put it on, she instantly started copying her dad's exact dance moves on the floor, proving that the iconic Brazilian flair is truly in her DNA. These tiny, joyful moments showed fans a side of Neymar they had never seen before. A world-class athlete completely wrapped around his daughter's finger. Yet, as sweet as these moments were, Neymar knew that the ultimate test of his career was still ahead of him. After the heartbreak of the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, Neymar openly admitted that he didn't know if he had the mental strength to ever play for Brazil again. The constant pressure had drained him completely, but the drive of a father is entirely different. Neymar has won the Champions League, the Copa Libertadores, and surpassed Pelé as Brazil's all-time leading goal scorer. Yet, there is still one trophy that has eluded him, and one dream left unfulfilled. In 2026, Neymar was fully recovered. He stepped out onto the world stage, with Mavie and his family sitting in the stands watching him play in his final World Cup. He isn't playing to justify a price tag or impress the media anymore. He is playing for his family, his legacy, and the daughter who gave him peace when his world was falling apart. At the 2026 World Cup, the stage was set for Neymar's ultimate redemption arc. After battling back from a devastating ACL injury, he made Brazil's squad and scored his 80th international goal from the penalty spot against Norway, cementing his legacy as Brazil's all-time top scorer. But football can be cruel. Norway squeezed past Brazil 2-1 in the round of 16. Visibly heartbroken, Neymar stood on the field in tears. In a tearful post-match interview at MetLife Stadium, he uttered words that shocked the global football family. I tried. Now it's over. He had officially announced his retirement from the Brazilian national team. During these tough times, as media headlines buzzed with news of his retirement, Neymar's family wrapped him in unconditional love. Bruna, Mavie, and his children were there to remind him that his value was never defined by a scoreline. Then came a powerful public message that touched millions. His father and agent, Neymar Sr., posted an emotional open letter begging his son not to hang up his boots for good. He wrote, I want to ask you something as a father. Ney, keep playing football, please. Rediscover the joy of having the ball at your feet. Smile again on the field. Neymar Sr. reminded him that his story wasn't defined by one difficult moment, and that long before the world admired him, he was already loved by his family and God. Determined to keep playing where he felt most at peace, Neymar made the deeply emotional decision to return home to Santos FC, the very ground where his magical journey first began as a teenage prodigy. Walking onto the grass at Vila Belmiro with Mavie nestled safely in his arms, the suffocating pressure that had shadowed his career for over 15 years completely dissolved. He was no longer carrying the crushing weight of an entire nation's expectations, nor was he answering to the relentless headlines of European sports tabloids. For the first time in over a decade, Neymar wasn't playing to justify a world record transfer fee or satisfy corporate sponsors. He was playing close to home, surrounded by the fans who had loved him from day one, and most importantly, with Mavie sitting in the VIP box every single weekend. Every time he completed a dribble or scored a goal, Neymar didn't look at the media cameras first. He looked straight up at Mavie. Seeing her tiny hands clapping and her face light up with pure, innocent joy reminded him why he fell in love with the ball as a child. Returning to Santos wasn't a step back in his career. It was the ultimate gift of peace that Mavie gave back to her father. Throughout his legendary career, pundits, journalists, and fans endlessly debated Neymar's place in football history. Was he the true heir to Pelé? Did he fully realize his immense potential? Should he have won multiple Ballon d'Or trophies? To the rest of the world, those questions dominated sports talk shows for years. But to Neymar, every single one of those debates became completely meaningless the very second Mavie was born. When you look past the stadium lights, the multi-million-dollar contracts, and the viral match highlights, Neymar's defining achievement isn't recorded in a statistician's logbook or etched onto a silver trophy. His greatest victory was born in a maternity ward in Sao Paulo during the darkest injury of his life. Trophies collect dust on shelves, and football records are eventually broken by the next generation. But the unconditional love, comfort, and purpose Mavie brought into his world can never be taken away. Long after he hangs up his boots for good, Neymar won't be remembered at home as a polarizing global superstar. he will simply be remembered as a father who loved his daughter more than the game itself. Neymar Jr.'s journey proves that sometimes the most painful heartbreaks in life are simply blessings in disguise. A devastating knee injury in Saudi Arabia threatened to end his football story in tragedy, but instead it delivered him the precious gift of time. Time to slow down, heal his spirit, and build an unbreakable bond with his baby girl, Mavie. Mavie didn't just give Neymar comfort during his rehabilitation, she gave him a completely new reason to smile on and off the pitch. She taught a global icon that true fulfillment isn't found in the noise of millions cheering your name, but in the quiet moments shared with the people who love you unconditionally. Now, we want to hear from you. What was your favorite moment of Neymar carrying Mavie's inspiration onto the pitch? Do you think his journey with Mavie is the most heartwarming chapter of his entire career? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because we read and reply to as many as we can. If you loved this story about Neymar Jr. and his incredible bond with Mavie, please hit that like button, share this video with your fellow football fans, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep, emotional football stories. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.